I used to be so obsessed with this guy and I was literally stuck on him for months. And I thought that I really like this person, that we could have a really good connection, and I really have feelings for this person for who he is, until I actually got the chance to get to know him better. And then all of this shattered because it turned out that the person I had feelings for, or the person that I was liking, was an idea in my head and not the real person. This is what limerence does to you. This is what romanticizing does to you. Limerence is basically when you have this fantasy of someone, or you are in love with the idea of them. Maybe you had a few interactions with them, but just on the basis of those few interactions, you made this entire idea up in your head. Maybe you came across someone's profile online and you scroll through the profile and you see that this person is into football, or they are into self development, they are into therapy. Then you make an image of them in your mind. Or maybe you just meet someone in your college and you have only had two conversations with them, and in two conversations they really seem to be a nice person. But then what happens is, you don't actually know them, but you start to fill those gaps. You really start inserting what you would like this person to be there, and then you just don't realize when you are so obsessed with them, but actually it's not them, it's what you have made them up to be in your mind. And this can be really destroying. This can destroy your love life, because imagine being in love with someone who does not really exist. And there's this movie called Tamasha, in which Ved and Tara, they meet on a holiday, and the version of Ved that he was on the holiday, he actually was that person at his core, but he was still not able to fully embrace that version of him. But Tara fell in love with that version until she meets the real Ved, the reality of Ved in real daily life. And then she tells him that I don't need this Ved, because the Ved I need is already in my head. Now, in that movie, Ved actually turned out to be someone. He was at the holiday, but he just needed work to do. He needed to overcome his own securities, because at his core, he was indeed that person. But in reality, it does not happen, and you are setting yourself up for failure if you are just having these expectations, because that person that you are making up does not exist. And so limerence really starts from something that you see in the other person, a quality that you admire or quality that you consider to be as valuable. And then the entire thing is about your imagination and how well you know them, how often you are meeting, or how many gaps there are to fill. For example, my very first instance of limerence was totally my imagination, based on this fact that seeing the online profile of this person, I made an image of him, while later I just found out that in reality this person is not that kind, he's not that considerate. I clearly remember I saw his profile. He was into therapy, he was into self improvement, he was into a hobby which really seemed to be interesting. And I have only texted him a couple of times, but I just make up in my mind that this person should be a good person. Why? Because I thought that the romantic partner I need these qualities. But also, like, there's this idea of, like, when you know someone who is actually really a good person. For example, I know a friend who has this boyfriend and he's really a good person, but he's a good person overall, okay? So he has these good qualities, and I saw a couple of the same qualities in this guy, this online Instagram guy. So I just assumed that, oh, he might also be good. But it didn't turn out to be that way, because people are indeed complex, or in the beginning they appear to be like at their best behavior. So just, I think limerence and this romanticizing needs certain qualities to flourish on, or a base that on which you just make this idea of them. For example, in this case, it was all my imagination, but it was based on this idea of, oh, on his profile he's into self improvement, he's into therapy, he must be a good person, he must take accountability, he must be considerate. While no, not at all. And my second case was when I knew this person, but I haven't met them in person, and I also didn't know them that well. Now, again, I think limerence flourishes on this quality when you don't know them well, especially if you haven't met them. Because the first time, in the first case, I didn't know this person at all. Talked to him only two times on texting. That's it, two short conversations. Okay. The second time I didn't know this person. Okay, I have talked to him, I have texted him a lot, I have talked on to him on calls, but still I have not met him in person. And second time I knew this person a little bit better, but again what I realized was the few good qualities I saw in him, I was projecting onto him. Like I was just making him, I was making those good qualities bigger than what they are. Like, and people are really like, people show their patterns later on. For example, the second guy, he was considerate towards my feeling. He made me feel seen emotionally. He listened to me. He made me really feel understood. One or two times initially, when he did something that has hurt me, he kind of took accountability. Not only he took accountability, but he was curious about his impact, his behavior impact on my feelings. Like he got curious, he asked me questions, how did it make me feel. So all these qualities I have always wanted in my life partner, that I really admired. And he seemed to be very mature as well. The way he talked about his mom, or the way he talked about feminism and all those qualities, I just thought that okay, he might be a good guy. Well, in reality it could have been, like, to this day I don't know the reality, but it might be that he is just pretending to be this, like, because people pretend to be someone that they think people would like, and it's not what they say who they are, it's actually the actions tell you who they really are. And second time I knew this person, but I haven't met them in person, so still there were these gaps. Now I thought the first time I was obsessed with someone, with this online Instagram guy, I thought, okay, this is Limerence, okay? I don't know them and I am making an idea of them. But second time it was also Limerence, which took me a very long time to figure out, because it's like on certain qualities I'm making this entire image up, and I don't know this person in person. And how can you know someone well by texting? Like, online connections can be so messy, and it's really important to actually spend time with someone. And then I clearly remember, second month into the relationship, this person kind of really started acting hot and cold. Like, he was good one day, bad another day, and he didn't show up in significantly in ways which kind of really revealed who he was. And he kind of portrayed as to be this emotionally mature person, which maybe he was, but there were other things also that kind of indicated that this person might be a little bit emotionally not so stable, because the way he used to handle conflict, or the way he used to talk to me later, just kind of, I figured that okay, like, this is not good. So the point is, just do not romanticize them. Make sure you know them in real person. And most important, do not take a few good qualities and make it like, it's like you only know 10% of them in this good qualities, and the 90% can be really bad. Okay, so, and I understand you see certain qualities in someone, you see the green flags in them. Who I have always wanted this to in a partner. For me it was like, I always wanted a partner to be considerate towards me, to make me feel seen, if they hurt me, to get curious. But later the pattern this person revealed was really not good, and just get to know them for a good few months, 6 7 months, or the reality of them. So don't romanticize them, it will not go anywhere. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.